Hey all, Rick here from Cats Talk Network, and we're going to take a look at the full CFL season since it came out today. So we're going to start off with a preseason game between BC and Calgary on May 19th. Keep in mind, all preseason games, there will be feeds by the CFL teams that you will be able to watch. So with that being said, 30th, 4 o'clock. So then that's that one. Week 2, Winnipeg or Saskatchewan at Winnipeg, Montreal, or Ottawa at Montreal, Toronto at Hamilton, and then battle. So basically, rival week in preseason. Because you have these two, these two, these two. This is pretty much, you might as well say, a rival. Then you have, since Calgary's already done their two preseason games by week 3, they can pretty much do all their cuts after this week. Then we have Hamilton at Toronto, Montreal at Ottawa, Winnipeg at Saskatchewan, and BC at Edmonton. Now, going into week 1, Winnipeg has the bye. We have Ottawa at Saskatchewan, Toronto at Montreal, which is going to be an interesting game. Hamilton at Calgary, Vernon Adams home opener. And also Mr. Killam's debut of the Edmonton Elks against the Buck Pierce BC Lions in week 1. So after that game, we go to week 2. BC at Winnipeg, which is Buck Pierce's return to Winnipeg. Montreal at Ottawa. Calgary at Toronto. And for the second year in a row, we have Saskatchewan and Hamilton. Keep in mind, last year it was Saskatchewan at Hamilton week 1 or week 2, and then Hamilton went to Saskatchewan week 3. Then week 3, we have Montreal at Edmonton, which will be, even though he's not starting, it will be Cody Fajardo's first game against his former club. Then you have Saskatchewan at Toronto, Ottawa at Calgary, Winnipeg at BC. Hamilton has the bye week. Week 4, we have Edmonton at Winnipeg, Montreal at Hamilton, BC at Calgary, or BC at Saskatchewan, Toronto at Ottawa, and Calgary is the away team for week 4. Week 5, we have Winnipeg at Calgary, Hamilton at Toronto, BC at Montreal, and Ottawa at Edmonton. Saskatchewan's the away team in week 5. Week 6, we have Calgary at Saskatchewan, Ottawa at Hamilton, BC at Edmonton. Sorry, Ottawa at Hamilton, yeah. Week 7, we have Toronto at Montreal, Calgary at Winnipeg, Saskatchewan at BC, Hamilton at Ottawa. Here comes the big game this week. So we have Montreal at Calgary, Edmonton at Saskatchewan. This is the big game here because it takes 8 weeks to have the Grey Cup rematch. For last year's CFL championship. But this time it's in Toronto. It's not at a neutral arena. And then we have Hamilton at BC. Week 9, we have Calgary at Ottawa, Toronto at Winnipeg. So, again, flip of the home and home from the previous week. Hamilton at Edmonton, Saskatchewan at Montreal. Week 10, we have BC at Hamilton, Edmonton at Montreal, Ottawa at Toronto, Winnipeg at Calgary. And this one we have Saskatchewan as a bye week. This one we have BC. This one is Ottawa. Week 11, we have Ottawa at Winnipeg, Toronto at Edmonton, Hamilton at Saskatchewan, Montreal at BC. Week 12, we have Winnipeg at Montreal, Edmonton at Ottawa, BC at Toronto, and Saskatchewan at Calgary. Then we have Labor Day weekend, which only includes 3 games instead of 4. You have Winnipeg at Saskatchewan, Toronto at Hamilton, and Edmonton at Calgary. BC, Montreal, and Ottawa are all bye weeks on Labor Day. Week 14, you have BC at Ottawa, Hamilton at Montreal, Saskatchewan at Winnipeg, Calgary at Edmonton, which is a flip of this is the Labor Day week game here. This is the Banjo Bowl here, and then a rematch of these 2 games here. So we have week 15. We have Winnipeg at Hamilton, Ottawa at BC, Edmonton at Toronto, and then Montreal at Saskatchewan. And then 16, we have Montreal at Toronto. Oh, and by the way, this one here is Toronto's on the bye week here. 15, Winnipeg at Hamilton, Ottawa at BC, Edmonton at Toronto, and Montreal at Saskatchewan. And we have Calgary's the bye week here. Week 16 is Montreal at Toronto, BC at Calgary, Winnipeg at Ottawa, and Edmonton at Hamilton. And we have Saskatchewan the week, or bye week in 16. 17, we have Calgary and Montreal, Toronto and BC, Hamilton at Winnipeg, Saskatchewan at Edmonton, and Ottawa is the bye week here. Week 18, we have Saskatchewan at Ottawa, Hamilton at Toronto, and then Calgary at BC. So we have Edmonton, Montreal, and Winnipeg as the bye weeks in week 18. 19, we have Toronto at Saskatchewan, Calgary at Hamilton, Winnipeg at Edmonton, and Ottawa at Montreal. We have week 20 is Saskatchewan at Winnipeg, Edmonton at BC, Montreal at Ottawa, and Toronto at Calgary. Hamilton is on the bye here. And then the last week of the season, Ottawa at Hamilton, Calgary at Edmonton, Montreal at Winnipeg, BC at Saskatchewan. That is the Toronto bye week. And then East Finals November 1st. November 8th is East. Oh, sorry, that's semifinal, East Final, and then Grey Cup is November 16th in Winnipeg. What I'm looking to see is when football in Canada is. Because usually it's Or they had it. Oh, here it is right here. Week 14. 1, 4, and 7 p.m. So we shall see how things go on that day. But we are going to leave the video off there of the release of the 2025 season. Don't forget to go check out my thoughts on the Hamilton Ticats regular season schedule, as that will be up on the channel as well. This is Rick from Ticats Talk Network, and have yourself a great rest of your day.